have you talk each 10 minutes about what you do, what service has done for you, and then we then take questions from you. So I will start with Olubunmi. Could you just tell us a little bit about what you do, what service has done to you, how it has impacted your life? Because I know you talk a lot about the Silicon Valley model, and with a lot of unemployment in Nigeria, what prompted you to do all this? So if we give you 10 minutes, you could talk about this, and we'll go on to ask questions after our last speaker.
Okay, thank you. That was very, very inspiring listening to that. I will just take a slightly different approach, and hopefully as we ask the questions, I can then sort of answer some of these questions that you've asked. But I want everyone here to imagine that you're walking out of this event when you're done, you're crossing the street to your car, and then you're hit by a car in the middle of the road. You're on the ground, your head is bleeding, you can feel one or two of your bones broken. And then cars are driving by slowly, and you can hear the and then the people from this event are also walking beside you, and then you can hear the whispers, is he dead? Ah, she's breathing, oh my God. 3 days ago, my brother and my sister were driving on 3rd Mainland Bridge. It was heavy traffic, and there was a man lying down in the middle of the road, bones broken, bleeding profusely. And everybody was passing by. I think we were raised well, because they could not do anything. They stopped the car, they blocked the road out. Then my sister got out and she started to redirect the traffic around the van. In case you don't know, in Nigeria, if you see somebody hit on the road and you then go and touch the person, the police can arrest you and say that you hit the person and then you are the one that will be in jail. Okay? You try to help. So most people just keep it moving. If that doesn't happen, when you take the person to the hospital, guess who's going to pay the bill? And those of you that are earning 100K, they want you to pay 1 million naira bill. Where are you going to find the money for someone you don't know? So it makes sense, right? Everybody just keep it moving. Well, my sister, realizing that she doesn't have any money, decided she was going to try and find somebody, authorities, right, to do something about this. My brother starts walking backward on 3rd Mainland Bridge to find an ambulance. My sister, in the meantime, is obviously redirecting traffic, all of this. And then I think she finds a last mile official, one guy on a bike. She flags him down, tells him, look, you need to come out and handle this situation. The guy says, okay, you know what, I don't have any help. This is just only, I only have a bike, whatever. Let me radio in and tell them to come in. Radios is central command. Central command says they are not coming. Again, maybe it makes sense, there's so much traffic on 3rd Mainland Bridge. We don't know what their deployment was, whatever, we don't know, but they're not coming. At this point, my sister is starting to cry. She's just like, I don't believe this is ridiculous. Next up, a bunch of soldiers were passing by on bikes. All you could hear was, oh my God. They pass away, or they pass on. Finally, I don't know if you know that, Lagos State government has deployed these new police cars and LASMA cars to all the law enforcement agencies. They are all shining with it. We thank God for their lives. Anyway, they came with this. So they come with one of the fancy new cars, right? And my sister's like, yo, you gotta get this guy into the car and to a hospital. They said, God forbid, it's not going to happen. In this new car. Look guys, this is not as funny as I'm making it sound. My sister is again at tears. By the way, she's older than me, so she's not a baby. It's just, the emotions are just pouring out. This is a human being here, right? Bleeding. Again, probably makes sense that the new car that they just gave you, you now come back to command and say, one guy was bleeding on the road, that's why you stained the whole car with blood. You will probably lose your job. Anyway. It takes them maybe about an hour before an ambulance is passing by. I think it's a Bagada Central Hospital ambulance or something. My sister stops the guy, negotiates with him. After a long conversation, they finally decide to take the guy in the van and go. I heard a follow-on story that the guy ended up entering the hospital and they were refusing to serve him and all kinds of ridiculous things. Anyway, today, thank God, it's a good story. The guy is okay, he's in stable condition. It was interesting to know that this guy is a wheelbarrow pusher. Okay? And that's why everybody from police officer, everybody just felt it was better to just let the guy die. After all, it's probably another Aboki from Borno State. I just, no family, nothing. Let me go back to my original scenario. Imagine if you were the one on that bridge. Would you not want social responsibility from somebody? Okay. I don't like the term giving back because it sounds as though you are doing somebody a favor. And this is not an insult to anybody at all. There is no favors here. There are no favors here. Responsibility is simply about doing something. Unfortunately for the government, the law enforcement agencies, they had done their best as far as I'm concerned, given the minimal resources that they've been apportioned. So after the government, like Dr. Olubunmi said just earlier, after the government has done everything it can do, who's left? It's you and I. And, I just want to end that short story with this. Theodore Roosevelt has a short quote that I've used for a lot of my life. It's a very simple quote. It says, do what you can with what you have, where you are. It's very simple. Don't do what you cannot do. Do only what you can. Don't use what you don't have. Use what you do have. So if you have 1,000 naira, do within the 1,000 naira. And then just where you are. So don't worry about the kids in Somalia. Alright? Just focus on your own locale. That's my only encouragement.
Yes, but I want to hear more about how you started. Just a brief, because you only have 10 minutes each, and I think we spent 5 minutes on a wonderful, wonderful introduction. So just give us 5 minutes that you have left on how did you start, something about yourself, and how you started this whole thing.
And I think that's something Ms. Okonjo was talking about. How I started was really just how I was raised. I don't think I had very much of an option growing up. The kind of value system that my parents imbued in us, and I think this is where this story about my brother and sister is just reinforcing that. We were taught that whatever you are holding is not necessarily your own. Actually, it's not yours, it's just for you to distribute to yet another person. And so just a lifetime of that kind of behavior, and this is where parents need to realize that it's just how you show children what to do, right? I grew up in a house where your school fees was probably donated to somebody just before school, and then we went and started fasting and praying about how we're going to get the school fees afterwards. I used to be able to play the keyboard and a couple of other instruments, but they were always taken away and given to somebody else, right? So that's the kind of thing that I've learned, and I think that for those of us who may not have grown up that way or been raised that way, it's a culture to start to imbibe. Social responsibility shouldn't even be a thing. It should just be what everybody does. You see something that's wrong, you do something about it. There's no need to get all grandiose about it and say, oh, I'm going to go join this NGO and go volunteer in Peace Corps in Togo or whatever it is. There's no need for all that. Just do something every single day. Now for me, that's kind of how I went down this path. I'll give you a quick summary. I've always had a big passion for Africa, always had a big passion for here, and thought, look, why can't we be as great as all these places that we see on the movies, right? And then thought, what's the best thing I can do to help? And at the time, I thought technology was the way to go. So I went to the US, studied electrical and computer engineering, graduated with a good degree, signed up for a PhD in robotics. I was going to come help us set up all the machines and help us create food and get us out of poverty and blah, 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 blah. Anyway, I came back home to Nigeria with the eyes of an adult. And automatic control and what was going on here is two separate worlds apart. And around me, I was at a very, very, very good professional services firm, and I was the only one who knew how to use Excel properly or Microsoft Word. And I was just like, what is this? I was doing NYSC. I was teaching people how to write their CVs. People were like 10 years older than me. I was helping them look for jobs. I was doing coaching. I was doing everything. It's like, I don't get it. What's going on here? This is not what I thought Nigeria was. Anyway, long story short, I decided not to go to the PhD. I didn't even tell them I was not coming. I was just like, look, there are more problems here, more urgent problems. Let's focus and solve those problems. Over the years, I was doing everything. I took everything from, a lot of the friends that I had, wealthier friends that lived in Ikoyi and those places, they've heard about Ajegune before, they've heard about Makoko, they just don't know where these places are, right? Okay, so why not just use one Ugoju to tell all of them to come over there, and then when we're all there, they'll probably have a heart for something and be like, hey, look at that kid, I want to help that kid, give him a school bag or something. No problem, well, let's all just go, okay? And then I found out that there's only women that were there. So, what do you do when you have only women? You say to the guy, oh, man, there are babes there. Then they all show up, right? That's kind of how it was. I ran this volunteer organization, 400 volunteers, sometimes we had 35, 70 people out there feeding people, doing all this stuff, it was wonderful. But I was looking for something more sustainable. And over time, I realized that business is one of the best ways to do two things at the same time. Achieve good and do well for yourself. And I think, everybody always says, what's in it for me? There's a reason they ask what's in it for me, because that's what will continue to motivate them. So if you can find intelligent ways to merge what's in it for me and doing good, so you're not just thinking about yourself, you are thinking about yourself because that's necessary, but you're also thinking about how you can benefit the greater number of people at the same time. And I think that requires the most intelligent people. And like she said, the people who are just about themselves, just small, insignificant, and you're a waste of energy and oxygen. And I think it's just better that we have people who are able to do